Paul McCartney is more than a music legend. He is a living testament to the power of talent, perseverance, and iconic artistry. As one of the founding members of the Beatles, McCartney helped shape the soundtrack of a generation, leaving an indelible mark on music, culture, and the world itself. But behind the fame, the awards, and the fortune lies a story that is as complicated as it is shocking, especially when it comes to the fortune he has built over decades. Recent revelations suggest that Paul McCartney's wealth, amassed from decades of hits, royalties, and savvy investments, has created tension and emotional turmoil within his own family. While fans have long admired his success, insiders claim that the way McCartney has structured his estate and wealth has left some family members feeling overlooked, frustrated, or even heartbroken. The fortune that should have been a source of joy has reportedly caused arguments, tears, and complex emotions among those closest to him. This is more than a story about money. It's a story about legacy, family dynamics, and the hidden pressures that come with extraordinary wealth. McCartney's fortune is a reflection of a lifetime of genius, hard work, and fame. But it also illustrates how vast wealth can complicate relationships, ignite jealousy, and expose rifts that few outsiders ever see. As we dive into the shocking details behind Paul McCartney's fortune and its impact on his family, one thing becomes clear. Even in the world of music royalty, money is never just money. It is power, it is influence, and sometimes it is heartbreak. Paul McCartney's journey from a young boy in Liverpool to one of the most influential musicians in history is the stuff of legend. Born in 1942, McCartney displayed an early fascination with music, teaching himself guitar and piano while drawing inspiration from the rock and roll and classical music of his era. By the late 1950s, he had begun performing with local bands, honing his craft and dreaming of a future on the stage. Everything changed when he met John Lennon. Together, they formed the nucleus of what would become the Beatles, a band that would redefine music forever. With the addition of George Harrison and Ringo Starr, the Beatles became a cultural phenomenon, generating global fame, record-breaking sales, and unprecedented financial success. For McCartney, this period was not just about music, it was about building a foundation for a fortune that would eventually span decades. The Beatles' meteoric rise brought wealth on a scale few artists had ever seen. Concert tours, merchandise, royalties from record sales, and publishing rights created an empire of earnings. McCartney's sharp business instincts, combined with his songwriting genius, ensured that he retained significant control over his work. Songs like Yesterday, Hey Jude, and Let It Be generated royalties that continue to earn millions every year. Even after the band's breakup in 1970, McCartney's solo career and his work with Wings ensured that his income streams remained robust. Beyond music, McCartney made strategic investments in real estate, businesses, and art, further increasing his wealth. From luxury properties in the UK and the US to stakes in various ventures, he built a diversified portfolio that reflected both prudence and ambition. By the 1980s and 1990s, McCartney was not only a musical icon, but also a financial powerhouse. His fortune became a symbol of the rewards of creativity, discipline, and careful planning. However, with great wealth came great complexity. McCartney's family dynamics became increasingly intertwined with his fortune, especially as he remarried after the tragic death of his first wife, Linda McCartney. Managing wealth across blended families, children from different marriages, and the long-term planning of his estate required delicate decisions. According to insiders, tensions sometimes arose when family members had differing expectations or concerns about inheritance, control, and recognition. While McCartney remained committed to providing for his family, the enormous scale of his fortune naturally created challenges. Decisions about trusts, royalties, and property had to balance fairness with practicality, but navigating such matters in the public eye made it even more complicated. What might seem straightforward on paper, ensuring his children are provided for, was anything but simple emotionally. The pressure of fame, wealth, and public scrutiny combined to create a unique environment where even minor disagreements could escalate, leaving family members feeling hurt or overlooked. By understanding the foundations of Paul McCartney's fortune, his musical genius, business acumen, and careful planning, we also begin to see how wealth can be both a blessing and a source of tension. Behind the music, behind the success, lies a story of a family grappling with the realities of one of the greatest fortunes in entertainment history. As Paul McCartney's career flourished, so did his wealth, and with it came the delicate task of managing an estate that would secure the future for generations of his family. While McCartney has always been known for his intelligence and foresight, the complexities of dividing wealth across multiple family members and navigating the emotions that come with it proved to be far from straightforward. Insiders reveal that even small decisions about inheritance, trusts, and financial control could spark tension and heartbreak among those closest to him. A key point of contention has been McCartney's careful structuring of his estate. His assets, which include vast music royalties, luxury properties, investments, and art collections, are protected through trusts and financial instruments designed to minimize taxes and preserve wealth. While these strategies are prudent from a financial standpoint, they sometimes create feelings of exclusion or misunderstanding among family members. Some relatives reportedly felt left out of certain decisions or confused about the reasoning behind specific allocations, leaving emotional wounds in what should have been a straightforward process of provision. The blended nature of McCartney's family has also contributed to the complexity. With children from his marriage to Linda, along with the relationships and dynamics that emerged after his marriage to Nancy Shevell, navigating family expectations became a delicate balancing act. Public scrutiny only amplified these challenges, as every report about McCartney's wealth or lifestyle was dissected by tabloids, leading to speculation and sometimes unfounded rumors. The weight of managing wealth in such a high-profile environment added layers of stress, even for a man as seasoned as McCartney. Another source of emotional strain stems from the perception of fairness. McCartney has reportedly tried to ensure that each family member receives adequate provision, but feelings of inequity are common in wealthy families, particularly when fame and fortune intersect. In interviews, insiders hint that even those who have benefited from the estate occasionally experience tension or disappointment, illustrating that money alone cannot resolve complex emotional dynamics. Beyond family disputes, McCartney's fortune has also placed pressure on personal relationships. Decisions about trusts, royalties, and property ownership can create subtle power struggles and resentment. Some family members have reportedly expressed frustration over limited access to certain assets or disagreements about the timing of inheritances. While McCartney is said to be generous and thoughtful, the sheer magnitude of his wealth and the responsibility it carries naturally breeds conflict. Yet, amid these tensions, there is also love, loyalty, and gratitude. McCartney's dedication to providing for his family is undeniable, and he continues to prioritize their well-being while balancing the demands of his career, philanthropy, and public life. However, as insiders point out, wealth on this scale can never eliminate emotional strain entirely. What is meant to be a blessing can sometimes feel like a burden, particularly when human emotions, expectations, and perceptions of fairness come into play. Paul McCartney's fortune, while extraordinary, serves as a reminder that even immense wealth cannot shield a family from heartbreak, disagreements, or the pressures of life under the spotlight. It is a story not just of money, but of the human complexities that come with it, a delicate balance between generosity, responsibility, and emotional understanding. Even with careful planning, Paul McCartney's fortune has had a profound emotional impact on his family. Insiders report that while there is gratitude for his generosity, there is also a mix of confusion, frustration, and heartbreak. The scale of his wealth, combined with the complexities of inheritance and trust structures, has created situations that are both emotionally charged and deeply personal. One of the most striking aspects is the reaction of McCartney's children from his marriage to Linda. While they have benefited financially, they have also experienced moments of tension regarding the distribution of assets and control over certain trusts. Some family members reportedly struggled to understand why certain decisions were made or why access to specific investments or royalties was limited. These moments, small as they might seem on paper, have sometimes resulted in tears, private arguments, and emotional strain. Illustrating the human side of managing immense wealth, the dynamics became even more complicated after McCartney married Nancy Shevell. Blending families is always challenging, and when money is involved, emotions can intensify. According to insiders, even well-intentioned decisions about provision or inheritance occasionally spark disagreements or hurt feelings. What might appear as a fair allocation of wealth can be interpreted differently depending on perspective, and emotions often run high when family members feel overlooked or uncertain about the future. Public scrutiny further amplifies these emotions. Every move McCartney makes, whether it's purchasing a new property, donating to charity, or managing his estate, can be dissected by media outlets and fans alike. Family members, aware of the public gaze, often feel additional pressure to navigate these situations carefully, adding layers of stress and sometimes leading to private moments of sorrow or frustration. Yet, despite the emotional turmoil, there are also moments of gratitude and bonding. McCartney's efforts to ensure his children and family are secure financially are recognized and appreciated. Generosity, however, does not automatically eliminate the human complexities that come with legacy, wealth, and family relationships. In many ways, the tears and emotional moments are a testament to the deep connections, love, and care that underpin the McCartney family. Even when misunderstandings arise, at its core, of McCartney's life demonstrates that immense fortune is not merely a blessing, it is also a challenge. Money can provide comfort, security, and opportunities, but it cannot erase human emotions, personal expectations, or the natural complexities of family life. Even one of the greatest musicians in history must navigate the delicate balance of love, fairness, and emotional understanding in managing the legacy he leaves behind. Paul McCartney's story shows that behind the glittering fame and extraordinary fortune lies a very human tale of tears, emotional struggles, and the complex realities of family life. It is a reminder that even the world's most celebrated figures face challenges when it comes to wealth, legacy, and the heart. As Paul McCartney looks toward the later stages of his life and career, the focus shifts from the accumulation of wealth to the legacy he leaves behind. His fortune, while extraordinary, is only one aspect of a life defined by creativity, resilience, and cultural influence. Yet, the financial empire he built inevitably shapes the family narrative, teaching lessons about wealth, responsibility, and the human side of legacy. McCartney's legacy extends far beyond music. As a member of the Beatles and through his solo career, he has inspired generations of musicians, songwriters, and fans worldwide. His fortune, largely derived from decades of artistic output, represents not only financial success but also the enduring value of his work. For family members, this dual nature, money intertwined with cultural impact, creates both pride and emotional complexity. The knowledge that the wealth stems from decades of iconic artistry can inspire admiration, yet the challenges of managing inheritance, royalties, and assets can also generate tension and tears. One important lesson McCartney's story reveals is the importance of planning and foresight. His careful management of trusts, royalties, and property demonstrates an understanding of both financial and familial responsibility. However, the emotional dimension underscores that no amount of planning can completely prevent misunderstandings or hurt feelings. Family members, despite receiving substantial provision, may still struggle with perceived inequities or uncertainty about future decisions. McCartney's experience reminds us that wealth is both practical and deeply human. It requires sensitivity, communication, and ongoing attention to relationships. The emotional reactions within the McCartney family also highlight the complexities of blended families and public life. With children from different marriages, in-laws, and extended family members, ensuring fairness while respecting individuality is a delicate task. Public attention adds another layer of difficulty, as personal feelings are often scrutinized, analyzed, and sensationalized in the media. Despite these challenges, McCartney has remained committed to balancing generosity with discretion, aiming to protect both his family and his own privacy while leaving a meaningful legacy. Looking forward, The McCartney family continues to navigate the interplay of wealth, emotion, and legacy. While disagreements or tears may arise, there is also love, loyalty, and gratitude for the provision and guidance Paul has offered. His fortune, while immense, is just one part of a broader story about influence, responsibility, and the enduring bonds of family. McCartney's efforts to manage his wealth responsibly and thoughtfully, even amid public scrutiny, offer lessons not only to other wealthy families, but also to fans who admire him for more than his music. Ultimately, Paul McCartney's story is both inspiring and cautionary. It celebrates a life of unprecedented success, remarkable talent, and creative genius, while also revealing the emotional complexities of managing extraordinary wealth. The tears, frustrations, and tensions within his family are part of the human side of legacy, an important reminder that even icons must navigate the delicate balance between generosity, responsibility, and emotional connection. McCartney's fortune, while staggering in its scale, is inseparable from the life lessons it imparts. Wealth may bring comfort, but true legacy is defined by love, fairness, and the impact one leaves on the world and on those closest to them.